Hey guys, it's me, Katie Merp, and I wanted to come on because I decided that I'm at least going to do one video a week, and my last video was last Monday, so here I am. Anyway, so there's been a lot going on in the news, and I don't know how much of it is news. So on social media, and social media is where we get all our news now, right? On social media, everybody's talking about all these things that just don't seem like anybody's really talking about them. So I kind of wanted to bring that up and add my perspective. I am not a political commentator, nor do I ever want to be. I am so not political. But I gotta tell y'all that the race of a mermaid is kind of silly to dispute. And honestly, I haven't encountered anybody who's really upset. We keep being told that we're upset. We keep being told that we're outraged. I've encountered one person who was worried that the old Ariel merchandise would be done away with and just redone. Which, if we look at the way the franchises have been with the live action movies, which I love Disney, but I honestly think the live actions are kind of overkill. But whatever, they're kind of cool and beautiful and all that stuff. So anyway, so if we look back and see how they've handled it, we see that there's room for both, and there will be room for both. So stop being paranoid. You can't say Ariel's not a redhead anymore. Stop that. If you're doing that. I don't know that anybody is. I think it's just like the media is like, oh my God, they should be outraged. Don't ever, I'm not one of those stay woke people. I'll just set a little disclaimer there. But don't ever let anybody tell you what you're supposed to think. The other thing, the cops in the Starbucks. Who in the world thinks that they're not safe around police? Okay, maybe you're not if you're on the street. And yes, there have been some really, really, really bad cases of police brutality. But generally, in a coffee shop, you are not going to be overcome by barbaric police who take over your coffee shop. So settle down, people. And let's give some respect, because I know I wear a uniform at one of my jobs. I have many. And I am not changing my uniform to go to a coffee shop. I'm going to go have coffee because time is precious and I have a duty to perform. So there's that. So those two things I've been seeing in my news feeds over and over and over. And you know, I think we just need to lighten up and really think about what's really important. Honestly, like I said, I don't think we need live action Disney movies. That's my opinion. I think that, you know, I think Halle Bailey, I can't say her name, Halle Bailey will do really well. But I think she probably had the best audition, and I think that's amazing that they chose the best audition instead of just the best look, because honestly, in entertainment, you don't always see that. But she does have a good look. You know, not saying she doesn't have a good look, but you know what I'm saying. I think that's amazing. I think that's the way the world should work. And I don't see anybody arguing with that except the few little trolls. So please don't entertain the trolls. I think we can stop talking about it unless we're celebrating it. And I think we can stop saying we're afraid when we're not afraid. And stop letting people, the opinions of a few, escalate into these things. Because that's why they thought people were eating Tide Pods. You realize that, right? They were putting them in their mouth because they were silly. Nobody was seeking out Tide Pods like they were hungry. But it became this thing that all the millennials are eating Tide Pods. And they're not. It's the same thing with licking ice cream. If, I swear to goodness, y'all, if the price of Bluebell increases anymore, I'm holding these few little ice cream lickers and the people who've been sharing it everywhere on the internet responsible. When people have bad behavior and they exhibit bad behavior, let's not celebrate it. Let's not post it everywhere. Because then they win. You know what I've been really inspired by is when we've had, you know, really tragic things happen, when we've listed the names of the victims instead of the criminals, when we've celebrated the good instead of the bad. And we don't do that enough. So let's celebrate Halle. You know, she's a beautiful, beautiful actress. Let's celebrate the police at Starbucks because they were at Starbucks. I don't know, they were minding their own business. They were probably, you know, having a break, which we are all entitled to. And let's not give any attention to these little ice cream lickers, because like I said, I swear to God, like, the price of Bluebell does not need to go up any higher, y'all. So please, let's just calm down, think with our brains, and stop sharing nonsense. Share my post. Share this, because I'm thinking, guys, okay? And honestly, it's all politics and it's all distraction. There's bigger things going on in the world right now. We have children in cages. We have really bad stuff going on right in front of our own eyes. And we're disputing silly stuff. Or we're not even disputing it. We're continuing to talk about whether or not we're disputing it. I don't want to argue about whether or not I'm arguing about anything. Because I'll tell you something, it's all politics. And I have much more faith in Disney fairy tales than I do in politicians, even as an adult. So I think there's something to be said for that, but I think it's valid. I mean, Disney fairy tales have held true far more often than any politician I know. So there's that. So let's not feed into the Kool-Aid. Let's not talk about whether or not people are talking about something. Express your opinions. Radiate positivity, but then shut the crap up, okay? I'm not trying to be mean, but darn, that's all I see. And like I said, there are bigger problems. There's bigger things to talk about. So let's talk about the roots of the problems. Let's get to why people feel threatened, maybe if they feel threatened. I don't think they really should. But, let's get to the root of the problems instead of spreading the mass hysteria. And maybe when we start to say, why are we talking about this? Dig a little deeper and see what else is going on. Billionaires trafficking women, things like that. We are missing the point. So, that is my soapbox. That is my uncharacteristically political Merpism of the day. But like I said, it's a sad, sad world when fairy tales hold true more than politicians. But, that's one of the reasons probably why we hold them so close to our hearts, is they've been true to us where the promises of our leaders have not. And that's very sad. So anyway, I am a firm believer in faith, trust, and pixie dust, and I hope you all have a good night. I hope I wasn't too political or whatever, but I do want to say, make sure you're asking the right questions. Let's not argue about arguing anymore. Let's radiate positivity and celebrate the good things and get to the root of the problems for the other things. And I know a girl with rainbow hair and a sparkly one-armed dress is not the person to be telling you this, but somebody needs to. Because obviously, it's been 3 days that I've counted of the same crap on social media. And if you're thinking about going to the store and licking ice cream, do not. Because if I find out, the Merp's coming after you. I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, share this, whatever, and I will be talking to y'all.